I know all around my area, London, we just blend in. It's only when we come close that they realise, okay, it's too late. It's like stealing candy from a baby. 15 to 20 seconds, I could get like 2 or 3 phones. If I see it and I want it, I'm gonna have it. I like this stuff. Get me, it's easy. Get me, I get paid. I love it. The money's mine, so I want to go grab that.
At the end of the day, if you can't get a job and you try and the salary is not cutting it, obviously you're gonna have to find something else to do.
Traffic is not a problem. Red light, not a problem. Speed camera, I don't give a shit. I'm getting away. That's it.
The menace of moped gangs is something we've reported on many times over the past year.
It's mainly mobile phone snatches.
The Met has been stopped from pursuing criminals on scooters because of the risk to the rider or the public.
2 of them go into the store, 1 of them has a sledgehammer.
The defenceless owner is hit and kicked.
A woman is dragged along by her hair.
A motorcyclist is surrounded by 4 mopeds, a fire extinguisher let off in his face.
I'm Livy Haydock, and like most people, I've watched in shock as this new, violent crime wave has hit British cities. The internet is full of videos showing crimes. Some are uploaded by the thieves themselves, bragging on anonymous Instagram accounts. Who are these criminals, and why do they do it?
Well, I got one with it. I lock it down, so man. What you got? I've got a couple things there for you. Yeah. This thing here, there's this thing here, a little tablet thing, the iPad and the iPhone 6. Cool, I'm filming another one, It's blocked already. But you already know what to do. Don't worry about block or not block, man. I've got people.
What is the value of what you've robbed here?
I say 150 for this one, a pinky, £70 for that. 2 bills, 250 for that and 250 for that, but that's a plus. This one's an iPhone 6S. But they all work, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's all good stuff.
And do you always bring your phones here?
Yeah, obviously, you put it on airplane mode. And then there's no locational services, so after that they don't know where the phone is gone, untraceable. You had to find my phone, my feature, but once the phone is off, that's it. I went to an Indian man before I met him. He only gave me £30–40 for an iPhone 6S. You know what I'm saying? He said he can't deal with the software, the motherboards. But obviously my man, he can bypass that in Nigeria. So he increases the value of the phone.
So you take these to Nigeria?
Yeah, so I'll go there in Nigeria, it's gonna work. I won't literally go into details, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter if it's blacklisted or anything. It's change region. This is UK, that's Africa. You know what I'm saying? So I bought that phone for cheap for an hour. I was selling like twice the amount of money I bought it for. I sell on quality because most of them are fake as well.
Oh, they're all counterfeit
phones?
Yeah,
they're fake, but I'm bringing the real from the real deal. It's from the UK.
When are you next
going to Nigeria?
I wouldn't tell you that, but it's very shady. I'm saying like I'm counting days as well, so, but I won't go into details.
So you're in demand in Nigeria right now?
Literally. They trust me over there.
That's why I give it to him. He's not a cash converter.
Is that why these robberies are going through the roof?
That's how I eat, you know what I'm saying? Me and the people them on the strip, we all eat like this, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a market.
Most thieves are teenage boys, operating in streets near where they live, and their favourite time to strike is evening rush hour. I'd arranged to meet Mr. X to find out what his story is.
When did you start getting involved with what you're doing now?
I had a friend who was basically doing it, and he introduced me. He was saying, I don't have to do anything, I just have to drive. So I said, cool. I'm mostly the driver. There's occasions where I've had to drive the phones myself, but most of the time I do the driving.
I know loads of people who are working their asses off in legitimate jobs, and they're still struggling to feed the family, pay rent and everything, but they don't go out and do that. So how would you justify what you do?
I want things that other people got too, you know what I'm saying? Not like I'm robbing the whole of London. I do what I need to do in a day, and then I chill off, bake off, make my money that day, and then maybe hit another day. So it's not like I'm being too greedy.
Don't you think that's quite a scummy thing to do?
I'm just dealing with the cards that I've been dealt with, you know what I'm saying? I had the most prospects, I've had the most opportunities, you know what I'm saying? I've been deprived for a lot of things. This is just a little avenue for me to make money. It's not the only way, but it's one of the ways that I make money.
As the lights go out and the race begins.
Mr. X told me that he has a sideline as a professional online racer.
I realised I'm good at over 2 competitions. People all say I'm fast.
At some of the biggest tournaments, the winner can take home over 100 grand. But Mr. X hasn't won any prize money yet.
People are, you know, they're not well off. They find alternative ways of making some money for themselves, and that's in crime.
Mr. X took me to one of his favourite hunting grounds for stealing phones, Upper Street in North London. It was only a mile away in 2016 that Cavell Hudson, a North London thief, stole 21 mobile phones in 1 hour. Now Mr. X is going to show me how he chooses his targets.
I just look for a very busy area where people are, you know, running around doing whatever they're doing. I mean, anyone who has a phone that's out, facing down, especially with their headphones in, they're completely unaware to what's going to happen. That'll be the perfect target. And it's all about the positioning as well.
What makes pedestrian crossings a good spot?
So right here, we're looking for people that's looking down, got their phones out with their headphones in particular. Anything that's not securely wrapped around someone's shoulder or someone's back, like this backpack here, which is on our wrist, it's very easy for us to snatch that and take it. As soon as it's green, they're unaware to any vehicles coming. And for us, that's the perfect opportunity. Because as they're crossing, we time it, and then we'll grab whatever we can grab and off we go. By the time they realise we're already at the second traffic light, and we're going right, there's a little estate round the corner. All this area here is well known to me, so I know exactly where I'm going.
And would you go straight through the lights?
Yeah, there's no rules and regulations to this game. If I have to, I go down the no entry road. Any conditions, doesn't matter. Rain, shine, green, red, no entry, no right turn. Just ask for the taking. Even if I have to drive on the pavement, I go on the pavement.
Do you think people are stupid walking around with their phones out like that?
Of course, you're asking for it, in my opinion.
But it's so normal.
It's not normal. How are you crossing the road? There was a woman just now crossing the road with her phone, looking down, look. That's not normal. You're crossing the road. You should have all eyes on the road. People at the bus stop are waiting for their buses, so they're focused on the road,
They really focus on themselves too much. The best people are the people that are standing up with their phones in their hand. You don't have to get off the bike, you're just driving straight past, grab the phone and off you go. They don't see us coming. They just don't expect it. If I see another target straight away, I tap my guy and go to the next shot. We can do 3 or 4 in a space of about 40 to 50 meters. Loads of them, loads of them. I've done it at 2 bus stops, opposite side of the road. There's a guy across the road in a blue vest with his hood up, very easy. That is perfect. I'll maneuver him from behind. He's not safe anywhere. As long as he's distracted, that's it, that's all I need. He doesn't even have a tight grip, 3 fingers on the phone plus his thumb, that's it.
You just take it out of his hand?
Of course. If I see something and commit to it, that's it. It's like a heat sensor, so I see it, I'm taking the target, onto the next one. But the time I realise what's happened, it's too late. I'm already gone.
In this area, as we've been driving around, I've seen a lot of police.
Police can't do anything, you know what I'm saying?
Why not?
We're in cars. I could go through one-way roads. Any traffic around this time, they can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? We've seen patrol cars a few times, but I mean, they can watch me do it and they still can't do anything. I can rob someone right in front of a police officer, they can't do anything.
Have you ever?
Of course, all the time.
We're in London, there are a lot of cameras. Why won't they catch you?
I'm not on the same bike every day. I'm not in the same clothes every day. You know? I'm not in the same area every day either. I'm not going to show my face, no case. If I see a camera, it's an ANPR camera at most. It's looking for license plates. I don't have a license plate. And if I do, it's not mine. So I don't care about cameras. I don't care about speed cameras, bus lane cameras, no stopping areas. I don't care about any camera.
Larby is a moped driver who has witnessed so much crime on the streets, he started filming it to post online.
So, Larby, can you talk me through this footage?
I was at the traffic lights.
Yep.
We saw 2 groups on scooters.
Wow, and they're going on the pavement.
They're going on the pavement and they've actually gone past that red light.
Goodness. What made you pursue them?
They were all balaclavaed up, and remember, it was really warm. So when you see that, that's obviously a telltale sign that something is definitely going down.
Yeah.
There was a guy who was standing there on his phone.
Right.
That was the victim.
I thought, come outside, get a bit of fresh air. I had to do a bit of bank transfers on my phone. So I started doing that when all of a sudden my phone just actually went straight out of my hand. And it took me about a second to register. And then I started giving chase.
Get that license plate. Get that license plate.
What did they do?
Larby chased the thieves to try and get a look at their number plate.
And then there was a car here that kind of blocked it.
Yeah.
So when they figured out that I still followed them, one went straight ahead.
Yeah.
And one decided to take a right. So when one...
So you split?
Yeah, so they split.
No, I'm back Niled.
The thieves got away, but when Larby reviewed his footage, he realised he'd got the shot he wanted. And there was something unusual about the number plate.
What was the number plate?
On my job.
What does that say to you?
Taking the piss.
It does appear that way.
Exactly.
Yeah. What would it take for me to protect myself and to be able to walk around Islington and to use my phone and feel safe?
If you're using your phone, use it whilst you're stationary in an area where you can observe yourself properly. If you're on the phone, put your phone away in your pocket or your handbag and use headphones.
Aren't you just going to want to snatch my bag?
No. I mean, it depends how easy access the bag is. If you got it tightly wrapped around you, that's too much resistance. I just want to be in and out. I don't want to be in one area for too long.
It's rare to find an active phone thief willing to talk so openly about his crimes. So how does Mr. X feel about his victims?
If I was walking down the street and someone stole my phone, that would shake me up. I'd be scared from that. Like, do you ever feel for the people who you steal from?
Most of these people are professional people. They earn money, you know what I'm saying? They probably have insurance on their phone, so their phone can easily get replaced. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a little way for us to make our change.
And would you say it's quite addictive?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Sometimes I'll be playing GTA and I'll be like, I'm basically doing it myself, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, so GTA, so Grand Theft Auto.
That's it, precisely.
Wow.
I'm not saying that the video game inspired me, but it does give me a bit more motivation, you know what I'm saying?
And it gives you a buzz?
Yeah, of course. You always have that adrenaline. At the end of the day, it's a world that we live in anyway, you know what I'm saying? People are getting exploited all the time, people are getting robbed. So for me, it's just a part of life, you know?
Please, anyone there? Please, anyone there?
Guys, this is an emergency. There's been an acid attack in Bethnal Green.
Guys, anybody West End? I need help.
Please answer me. Anyone there, please? Quickly, please.
These messages were recorded by working motorcycle delivery drivers. They're distributed through a secret WhatsApp group that alerts other bikers to danger. The group is run by delivery driver Jabed Hussain, victim of a horrific acid attack by 2 bike thieves on this East London street.
Where's it hurting, mate? Your eyes?
The acid was thrown by this teenager, 17-year-old Derek John.
So the sole reason that these guys throw acid in your face was because they wanted to steal your bike?
Yeah, most probably, I don't know, I'm not sure, because they got a lot of different options if they want to take my bike. Why they have to destroy my face?
Jabed's face was saved by a quick-thinking policeman who poured water over him. But the mental scars are longer lasting.
Does it bring it back a lot, being here?
Yeah, because I feel like scared to come back here and going past this way.
Now Jabed is trying to start a union for other delivery drivers to provide financial support for members whose bikes have been stolen. Jabed wanted me to come to one of their first meetings.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So can I ask a couple of questions? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So who here is a delivery driver? If you put your hand up. So everybody's a delivery driver. Who here has experienced somebody trying to steal your bike? So almost everybody. And who here has experienced violence when someone's trying to steal your bike? Okay. Wow. It says a lot.
So we basically very scared to go to the delivery, mainly E9, E2 areas, Roman Road areas, and Islington areas. Mainly the government are taking the space for the youth. So it used to be loads of the youth centers. There is no youth center around. If you see the Islington, Tower Hamlets, East Ham areas, or city side. No youth center. So what they do, they hang around the little spaces and wait for the delivery drivers to go and attack them.
So you guys feel that the government haven't got your back. Who has got your back?
Police, when you call them, they don't even come. They don't even bother to chase the youth. This is our feed. This is feed for our family. And the government has to understand that.
I caught up with Mr. X a few days later in central London He wanted to introduce me to a fellow thief named Ghost.
So what about delivery bikes like this? Would you chance robbing those?
If you wanted it, I could get it for you. You'll phone them up, innit?
Oh, what, you get them to bring the bike to you?
Yeah, like you just order a pizza or something, and they'll come through.
And then what do you do when their bike arrives?
Kick them off the bike.
Just like that, kick them off the bike?
Yeah, so you let him know straight away that you want what he's got, and then...
For me, those are the easiest moves. Because the keys, everything's there already. I'd actually like...
And you know the bike's working.
Drive it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Take off the box. Just like that. Take the chain.
And some food.
That's what I'm saying.
And the food.
And the food.
So you didn't even rob the pizza.
He's walking back to the shop on his leg.
But you're going to have some kind of conflict there with the driver.
No, he ain't going to try and fight. If he does, then you beat him up.
We move into my car. I want to challenge Mr. X and Ghost about stealing bikes from delivery drivers.
So it don't bother you at all that you're taking someone else's property?
Life shit, innit? Deal with it.
So you don't feel any remorse or nothing for the people you're robbing?
Get a new one.
You talked about nicking bikes to sell. How do you hide the fact it's stolen from someone who's going to buy it from you?
Yeah, if man take the bike, obviously it's got the registration on it that's, you can get traced it's stolen, so...
Yeah. How do you get around that?
Cook it off, you can take the license plate off, change it, whatever.
It's a name badge, you know what I'm saying?
So that's why you've got to change it?
Today my name's Claire, tomorrow my name's Jessica, you know what I'm saying?
But then how do I become Jessica?
I just changed my name tag.
Yeah, but where'd you get a new name tag from?
Everywhere.
New number plate. You can take it from anywhere, you can even take it from the next bike.
Do you ever feel bad for what you do?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you can't get a job and you try and the salary is not cutting it and you're not making enough money from getting a job, obviously you're going to have to find something else to do.
Now that the streets are a bit quieter, we go out again. I want to ask about bike security because looking at the videos online, it seems like bikes aren't safe anywhere. Last summer, one moped gang even broke into a showroom and stole a superbike worth 28 grand.
What do you see when you see these bikes? How easy would it be to steal this bike?
It's got an alarm on it, but it doesn't look too hard to steal because you can still snap the steer lock. Even if the alarm goes off, you just got to do the job quickly, innit? Just get it done fast.
And how would you get it away?
The front wheel's got a disc lock brake in it. You can't roll it away or you can't drive it. If you had a van, you just scoop it up.
So you take it in a van?
Yeah, alternative transport.
Vans are used to remove the bikes as quickly as possible. The thieves will store them out of sight, and if after a few days no one comes looking for them, the bikes belong to the thieves.
And are there any bikes here that you wouldn't try and steal?
The one that's covered.
That one that's covered.
Really, why?
Because you don't know what security's got underneath it, whether it's got an alarm or not. There's too much time, too much effort, too much attention. But you're always looking for the easiest targets.
What about the chains it's got? Because it looks like it's pretty chained up.
The chain is the biggest problem because it's tied up to a pole. Anything that's tied up to something, you can't do it quickly, you know what I'm saying? It's going to take some time. And time is of the essence. You don't want to be in one place for too long.
Many gangs strike repeatedly until they're caught. This gang broke into 17 mobile phone stores across North and East London. Moped driver Larby also managed to film a gang when they were on their way to a smash and grab.
So Larby, tell me what actually happened here?
So I was coming down Park Lane, 3 bikes past me. The last person in the group had a big sledgehammer at the back, wrapped around his back. So
what did you think when you saw that?
So when I saw that, something is definitely going to happen. There's going to be a smash and grab, and obviously if they're going to be heading down this way, they're going to be heading towards Knightsbridge. So that's when the alarm bells rang. I put my GoPro camera on, and then I followed them all the way down there, and I saw a community support police officer there. So look, as you can
Oh wow, yeah, you're signalling.
Yeah, I'm signalling him. And these are the criminals here.
Right.
And they're actually gone past the red light.
Oh yeah, there they go. Boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
yeah.
Larby was right to be suspicious. The thieves went to do a smash and grab at Boodle's jewellery store in Knightsbridge.
And what happened is, I was with the police officers, and about 15, 16 minutes later, they came back around again.
With the same gang?
The same gang. A taxi driver flagged us down.
Yeah.
And he said there was a big machete dropped underneath the taxi. So that was the machete.
Yeah.
In the last year, jewellery stores have been hit hard all over London. I've found an armed robber called Top Cat who specialises in jewellery stores.
What kind of shops do you look for in particular?
Small ones, so it's quick.
Top Cat uses mopeds to steal from high street jewellers. We're in West London to see how an armed robbery is planned.
Is it essential that you scout somewhere before you go for it?
Definitely, 100%. So we know what we're looking for. So we know the back roads. We know how to cut out quickly. We set roles. Man that stay inside. Man in the door, grab the shit. Man end up patrolling the doors.
What's your role?
I'm going in and I'm grabbing.
CCTV footage shows that the easiest way to rob a jewellery store is to go in through the front door during trading hours. We took Top Cat to check out some jewellers to see if they're properly protected.
So with a place like this, how would you rob this one?
You see that thing on the door?
Yeah.
Looks like a buzzer.
Uh-huh.
So that means that thing's locked. Man can't just run up in there. It will be difficult. There's 2 doors that man can buzz through. So they'll buzz you through the first one. When that first one closes, that's when you get buzzed through the second one. See shops like that.
So we found a shop that actually you wouldn't bother trying to rob?
Word. It's that buzzer thing that's free coming up.
The next best way to smash your way into a shop is through the window. And it wasn't long before Top Cat found a new target.
I can see how easy this would be. What? Look at that.
So that's the target there, yeah?
Yeah. Now I'm looking for cameras. I don't see any cameras.
Nah.
I see 3 potential exits through that alleyway, one there. I see 1 camera facing that way. Okay, there's 2 cameras.
And I mean, they've got the metal kind of bars there. Is that not a deterrent?
No, because there's jewellery outside of the metal bars. Like, these idiots, what's the point of putting metal bars if you're going to leave jewellery right in the window?
And how would you do that one?
Smash it.
What, through the glass there?
Smash it. Like, 2, 3, 4 of us pull up right here, jump out, smash it, grab, gone. That way, that way, that way.
So you'd all split?
Literally.
So you wouldn't even try and get past that metal bar?
Nope.
That's enough for you?
That's taking too much time.
So surely a place like that would be alarmed. I mean, they've got high value products.
Yeah, probably. All of them are alarmed, innit? Like, you don't care about that. By the time feds come here, we're gone.
And why would a moped be essential to doing this robbery here?
It'll be quicker to put 3 bikes here than to pull up in a car and then reverse. It's easier, quicker, more of us can be on the bike, we can grab more stuff. Get me?
if you all of us running up together, it's too hot. You got to split, meet up at the destination.
And, I mean, do you go armed?
Yeah. Got bats, got knives, swords, even acid.
Acid?
Yeah.
And have you ever used acid on anybody?
Couple of times. Sprayed it in his face, he was just bleeding, like, just burning, like. 2 man shouting and screaming, like. It was different, because if I had my knife on me, one of us would have ended up dead on me. You get me?
But instead, I mean, I imagine they're scarred for life?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But that's his fault, innit?
Say someone in a jewellery shop just, you know, earning like minimum wage, you're going about their work, and then you come running in and throw acid at them. Like, how does that make you feel?
Actually, don't make me feel too good, but I was not doing it to intentionally hurt them, innit? I'm just doing it so they get out the way, innit? So they don't resist, so I can just get my things.
What goes through your mind when you're doing a smash and grab? Do you get a lot of adrenaline? Like,
yeah.
Can you explain to me the feelings you experience?
Let me be real with you, innit? Let me be real.
Yeah, no, please.
I like this stuff. Get me, it's easy. Get me, I get paid. Get me my money. I love it. The money's mine, so I want to go grab that.
Why especially do you feel you need to make money?
I got to make sure that my baby mums and my daughter is good, like. Man, got to put money, food on the table, got to provide, innit? There's no one offering me jobs, so I got to do what I got to do.
And what got you into it, if you mind me asking?
So you know when London riots started? I robbed a couple of stores, man, took his jewelry store, ran up in there, took a couple of chains and rings and that.
And so when the riots stopped, you continued?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like yourself who haven't got a job, who are struggling and that, but you don't see them, you know, riding out as a moped gang doing such a violent crime.
Yeah.
What do you feel gives you the excuse to do that? Is there one?
It don't come from where I come from. I don't think there's an excuse in it, but I just got to do what I got to do, like, and try to do the whole going and apply for work to be treated like a dickhead. So.
That's life, though, no?
No, man. No, man. It's harder for us, innit?
To be honest, I was pretty disgusted by Top Cat's attitude. Throwing acid in the face of innocent people is as low as you can get. Serious armed robbers like him could face a life sentence in prison if they are caught. But many of these guys start out in much lower level crime. I started this investigation by meeting mobile phone thief Mr. X. He's 21 years old, but I worry that he could get into more serious crime. I wanted to know if there was anything that could turn his life around. I knew he had tried his hand as a professional online gamer, but he told me something else off camera. His real ambition was to race cars.
What's it going to take for you to stop doing this?
It's not like I want to be rubbing phones for the rest of my life. Obviously, if an opportunity arises where I can stop doing what I'm doing, of course I'll take it.
Could your way out of this life be racing?
Of course.
So that's the dream?
Yeah.
I decided to see if I could encourage Mr. X to quit his life of crime by calling up a contact in motor racing. Jay Marshall has trained drivers who've raced in Formula 1. He's also a talent spotter looking for the next world champion.
Normally this is got a lot more cars in it. The way the guys are away testing at the moment. But we effectively only pretty much run what are effectively baby Formula 1 cars.
Yeah.
So
Renault Sport.
Renault Sport, Formula 3, and we're doing F2 this year. And basically we're a service provider to anyone who wants to go racing.
Okay.
You know, and I'm involved with the driver evaluation and development. This is one of the Formula Renaults that you just mentioned. All cars nowadays, Formula cars, gears are on the paddles.
Jay's not letting Mr. X in a race car until he's proved himself worthy. So first he must pass some psychometric tests to check his ability.
All right, so if you want to sit down, the perception speed test, which is the balls bouncing around in the sphere, you have to either count them consciously or guess. It's the subconscious parts of the brain that are doing the guessing. This is a little bit more abstract. It sort of measures your spatial awareness.
It's all about looking ahead in this one. Is it me or is it getting faster?
Yeah, no, it goes faster. The next one is learning efficiency, how you might remember things in order. This test is more about your characteristics than it is your abilities. So, are you competitive? Are you a team player? That kind of thing. Okay. So, have you got you've got the idea of it. So, what we'll do is we'll leave you to get on with those, and we'll come back in sort of 15-20 minutes. All right. Okay. Thank you.
So, Jay, you've allowed a guy who's involved in crime with a mask on to come and complete your test.
Yeah, the idea is that we open up the doors to as many people as possible. I've already looked at one of the tests, and one of the perception speed test, he is already in the top 99% of human beings.
Wow.
We already know that part of his brain is racing driver shaped, if you like.
Wow. Do you think it's possible for someone like our friend here to get into the world of racing, even though he's got this sort of criminal past?
It's not impossible. It'd be difficult, and again, it depends how fast he is.
Mr. X has done enough to get into the simulator.
Okay, you comfortable?
This is a replica of a Formula Renault car and is used for professional driver assessments.
Okay, off you go. So when you get into the rhythm, it'll be third gear here. Use all the road you can, mate, at any given point. A bit more on the throttle, then down to third and a brake.
Mr. X is racing round part of Silverstone, home of the British Grand Prix. Most drivers who start professional training here will lap this section in about 54 seconds. But Mr. X just beat that, clocking at 52.8.
All right, mate, stop you there.
Okay.
And he thinks he can do better.
What's the fastest time on the simulator?
It's a 7.
52.7?
Yeah.
Now Mr. X is going to try and beat the lap record.
Don't forget to breathe, all right? Breathing's really important. If you imagine it as a pendulum, where you just stop slightly at each end and then breathe out, and you breathe out a little bit quicker than you breathe in. Okay? If you come off the brakes too quickly, the front will pop up quicker, which means the weight will come off the front wheels. Another 10 laps, you all right? You fit? Cool.
So how is he doing?
Yeah, he's doing very well. We've compared his data with a young driver who is already on an F1 program.
Wow.
And he's already beaten that. He's already beaten that, yeah.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, he's already got what it takes to be a racing driver, yeah.
That's amazing.
Come on.
All right? Good job, man, good job.
So, Jake, what does that mean then? You're both celebrating.
Yeah, well, it means he's beaten the guy that we normally use to develop the simulator, who's a competent racing driver.
Wow.
Within 4 sessions, he's beaten his time.
His record,
so by a full 10th, which is on a track that's only 3 corners long. It's impressive, yeah. So good job.
Well done. Did you expect him to come and beat your title holder on the simulator?
From a skill point of view, he's a unique individual, with a unique story and a unique position in life. We've got to get him on track.
Yeah.
And if I was a manager, if I was a driver manager, and he had the money, I'd be one of the people at his door.
Mr. X has got the skills to be a professional race car driver, but to have a career he would need an investor, because the price to keep a racing team on the road starts at about 200 grand per year. Even Lewis Hamilton, the current world champion, was supported by his dad, who worked 3 jobs.
So walking away today, what are you going to take with you, do you think?
I'm just going to go away with the feeling that, okay, I know what I have, what it takes, I've proved it. And obviously you just look for opportunities, like without the currency, there's not much you can do. So there's more or less that I draw some type of sponsorship towards me. And that's the only way I could basically race apart from that. Money makes the world go around, and that's just another example of it. So, you know, it is what it is. Just because I'm doing it doesn't mean I'm inspiring other people to do it. I just want to start something new. Open up my own business, you know, so that I could do something a bit more productive in my life, to be honest with you.